I don't even know what to say. Standing ovation. I wish I wouldn't get struck with the copyright if I just show clips and like play music and everything from Attack on Titan, because I just love this show. I had a love-hate relationship. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't love it. Like, it was definitely shocking the first time I saw it, but I wouldn't say I loved it until much later on. But before we start to get into details, like, what would you say is your feeling about the show now that it's complete?
I still believe it to be a masterpiece. I stand behind that. You know, we're not going to really get into details about season 3. We just going to talk about the amazing journey that we had from season 1 till now. I remember where I was the first day I watched Attack on Titan. I remember how shook I was. I remember being in the room by myself and regretting it, wishing that I had other people there in the moment to be jaw dropped with me as those credits rolled, watching the blood splatter of Eren's mom just fill the screen, the desperation. Like, I was literally like, this is insane.
That like, song is insane to my memory. Like the song when Eren's mom gets eaten, like that whole slow-mo scene with the music playing and him just being like.
And no, what really fucked me up was the "don't leave" when she was like telling them to run, and then she covered them off and she was asking them not to leave, but she didn't want them to hear her.
Oh, the feel. Attack on Titan has single-handedly broke my soul multiple times. I mean, one of my friends said they had to give
so many ways.
They were depressed when they watched season 1 because it's like it's a tragedy, and I think the ending sealed that in. I have these moments where when I'm thinking about Attack on Titan, I'm like, what's the point?
What's the point of what?
It's so nihilistic. Like, I just kind of be like, why did he choose to tell the story? Like, I'm still sitting here like, I mean, I get it, but hey, General Grievous, I mean, I'm speechless. Like, I really get to the end of Attack on Titan, I'll be like, he didn't have to do this to us.
I'm glad he did, though. I really am glad he did.
It's a good ride, but it's hopeless. It's like, okay.
And I think that's what I liked about Attack on Titan the most, is because, I mean, maybe you can get corny and talk about perseverance and all this stuff, but like, this show captured desperation and just absolute despair so well. Like, everybody, every scene, every episode got them damn lines in their eyes. It's like, you don't question it, because when you think about moving your life every day with just in the back of your mind knowing any 50-foot ass nigga could crawl over this thing and stomp you out, any hole could open up somewhere and Titans just ransack your place, especially if you lived through it and survived. Like, how you
I don't even know, like, these are one of those moments where I say I'm not surviving a zombie apocalypse. I am not. I would be parodies. I'll be dead. Let the colossal. Oh, it's okay. Pre-colossal Titan smashing that wall in on episode 1. Let me tell y'all, I would have been dead. Just eat me now. Because what else is there? What else is there? I thought the walls was gonna keep us safe. This nigga just popped up out of nowhere and smashed the walls. It's over. Take me out. I don't want to survive. I don't want to make it. For what?
The only way I'm not biting my tongue off is if I'm in like the heart of that shit. What was it, Walcina? In the very middle?
Yeah,
I gotta be somebody's security detail in there for me not to see that happen and not end it all.
You know, they in the middle of the inside wall saying this is fake news. Like, this didn't really
like happen. What's it called? Shiganashima? Shigashima? The place where Eren is from.
Ooh.
Well, anyway, that portion of the wall.
Yeah, that place. Yeah.
If I was in there and I survived that attack, like, not knowing if it won't happen again, we have no answers. This man just disappeared. How do you convince me not to end it?
You can't, because I'm gonna be gone. I wouldn't be there to convince you, because I already would have yeeted myself.
Especially if that happened to my mama. in front
That's
of
why
me.
when they have the conversations about Eren and like his journey and his evolution, and I'm just like, what did y'all want? Like, this is the people I'm like, y'all been watching too much Naruto because it ain't no positivity in the world.
Believe
for
it.
the world. For the world Attack on Titan, there is no amount of positivity that's gonna fix. This child is traumatized and probably psychotic. Like, can't we just accept that? Even if this was just Eren having a psychotic break, I mean.
And that's what makes like every moment of heroism so much more palpable and like appreciated in Attack on Titan. Like, flashback to Sasha's little moment where she was protecting that girl when she only had 3 arrows, and she went in to literally stab him in the eye to make sure she could secure that last get him in the eye so he couldn't see the girl get away. Like, there's literal stakes at every second of the show. It's not just like built into this moment only. Like, I don't know. I just
Attack on Titan comes with them knowing that like they're just trying to have a small victory, but it's also very much high stakes of like, I'm probably gonna die here. Versus other stuff,
small
it's like,
little moment, small victory.
Yeah, it's like in some of these other shows, it's easy to be a hero if you have a secret demon inside of your soul that's the most powerful demon that anybody's ever heard of, you know. But I mean, in Attack on Titan, there's none of that. Like, if you don't have Titan powers, you probably gonna get, and you're gonna die horribly too,
or an Ackerman.
Yeah, or if you're not one of them, but you're probably gonna die a horrible death in Attack on Titan. That's the other thing that makes them like being in a scout regiment automatically. To me, why?
I would have never done it. I would have never done it. I would have been turning around with the rest of them 50, 60 people when they asked. I would have been like, police me up, garrison, whatever, me up, me down. They was drinking, having a grand old time.
I mean, remember like season 1 when they first, when the first breach happened and the scouts had to go out, and I think that it was the part where they were the female Titan, I think they were like chasing her or something.
The female Titan was chasing them, trying to find Eren.
I think so, because I just remember them being in that forest area.
Oh, I remember it vividly. I seen that specific set of episodes multiple times.
Yes, like that for me was wow. Like, I couldn't imagine the boldness to go out. You already had somebody smash the walls and people are coming and getting you. You got to go out where they just out there. And they would just go. I just could never be a scout. Like, I have so much respect for them. You got to
100. That was their thing. They lead all these. I mean, that was people lined up to see them come back every single time, and it was always the same. People coming back missing limbs, bandaged up, sad, depressed, never celebrating. Regardless if they took a few down, they still lost way more than they probably can justify.
We just saw some shit out there, and we can't say nothing about it. I mean, it's just been such a journey. Like, I found myself even watching this finale, just watching these Titans and how I experienced watching Attack on Titan after watching it for 10 years. That, like, I can, like you said, distinctly remember how I felt in season 1 where we had no answers. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know who these people, what these were. And just like actually cheering for a Titan at the end, like when Reiner was fighting at the end when they were fighting on the bag, and just being like, let's go. And like, I was really caught myself like, I'm sitting here cheering on a Titan. Like, I just never thought I would see today. Like, it's a whole different experience.
So you was rooting for Reiner for the most part when it was happening? Because I was over here when Annie popped up.
Yeah.
Because Annie, I always just loved Annie's ability as a Titan. She seems so smart in the way she utilized it.
I wish we could have got more of her.
Yeah. A lot of time was wasted with her in a rock, and I get it, I guess, for the story, but I would have loved to see her be like when they popped up and gave us flashbacks when Annie and the rest of them were back on Marley, and they were showing them like doing their running, not really drills. They were actively taking down other places over the, across the sea. And it was just nice seeing her in that whole, siege state of mind when it wasn't actually the people that I care about.
I mean, I like all of them. I like their little squad. I mean, by the end of it all, kind of like they're not the villains. Like everybody's, they're misunderstood. But yeah, I mean, I liked all of them. But Rhino was putting his whole soul into this final fight, though. I mean, how could you see that? This man was putting his all into it. I did not think he was gonna make it to the end. I remember thinking like, there's no way he gonna survive because I don't know. I feel like Reiner's like the hero. There are so many moments that came in clutch, like so many. Besides,
that's very true. Yeah,
but like he was holding that little spinal parasite thing. Like Reiner was clutch. Okay,
he was, and he was doing it by himself for a good majority of that time before Annie and anybody else showed up to help. Like I didn't think he had that type of strength in him too, because you got to imagine being that long thing with all that mass. Huge. If you just do a quick little whip from his back and it travel down, I can't imagine how you wouldn't just slide him off. So he must have really been digging deep more than he ever has before. And I thought he was done when the Titans came too, when they started pulling him back, and I was like, oh, this is flashback to the first time Eren activated the coordinate. And he commanded all of them to attack him. I was like, yeah, this might be where Reiner falls off.
Yeah, on the last final season, final season, there were a few times where I'm like, okay, this is it for Reiner. Like I thought he was gonna be over. I was crying throughout this final. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I was crying a few times. It had me fucked up. I was not expecting to cry because I knew it was gonna happen. I was not expecting it to be that emotional. So
I was actually expecting to not like the ending.
Really?
Because I mean, I had
in the manga.
Not all the way. Like I kind of didn't. I don't know if it was just because I was reading it fast, because I was just so excited that we were here, and like I just maybe wanted a different way for it all to go out. So I really wasn't even processing the words that were being told to me. Like when Eren was explaining it all and everything, I was like just kind of reading through it fast. Yeah, I was just reading through it fast because I was like, I don't know, this is just not what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a little bit more, I don't know, gritty. Like I wanted them to really have to fight Eren to the end, like for real, and not be all. I mean, they did, but like
Eren
maybe
not giving up. I'm like, bitch, Eren, please. I was like, I feel
you've been decapitated twice as a human and as a founding titan.
Please stop. It's the entire So you didn't like the manga end. Okay, so when you read the ending in the manga, you were just kind of like.
And this is the original ending, not the revised, like the new extended ending that he had did for the
which
manga.
Is what we got here,
right? Yeah.
What did you like about it originally?
That. I don't know. I don't know if that's just how I wanted it to end. I can't even tell you what I legitimately wanted. I can just tell you reading it through, I was just like, and then the whole thing with her kissing the head, I read that at a different time in my I guess maturity. So I was just like, what is this? She's just making out with decapitated heads?
Yeah.
I don't know. So it just didn't hit me and it's different because like in this, I'm sitting down, I'm giving it all my attention, and it's playing out in front of me with music, with sound effects, all this stuff to make it more impactful. So like I registered that whole ending in a completely different way than I did when I was watching the manga. Like to the point where I remember me being just like, okay, it's I guess it's over now, versus me going like, oh my God, it's really over now. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, I definitely feel. I think the music. I knew they was gonna put their foot in the scores and all that, so I knew it was just gonna be emotional. It's the same thing with Jujutsu. Like, even if I read it, I just know when the time comes for those emotional moments, they're gonna it's gonna feel different when you see it. Just even like one of the moments that I feel like was really emotional, but not like sad emotional, was when the parasite or the Titan parasite, whatever, let that gas out. The way they was so tired.
Right. We can't catch a break.
I felt that in my soul. Like it was palpable in watching the anime. I felt the same way. I was just like, we can't just really, like, I don't know.
Because at that point, there's nobody left. Like that really feels like the literal rock bottom. It's
Mhm.
only y'all shifters left, and 2 Ackermans, 1.5 technically.
And y'all gear broke, y'all tired, y'all emotional, you're depressed, you're beat up. I mean, I just didn't expect. I didn't expect it. I forgot. I guess I forgot. I was just like, wow. Like I can't.
He thought that he can create an unlimited amount of these Titans shifters. Like,
yeah.
And it's not just regular Titans. These are like shifter Titans. Like these are the 9. Like, and you can create
like when they were fighting on his back,
and
he just had
like all those Warhammer Titans alone. I wouldn't want to fight them by myself. Like, you got to think about how pointless this all just felt, and the fact that it just kept going. They kept
fighting. I would have just quit. Like, I would have just been like, just please let me die.
That whole part where Reiner and Jean like hanging, and both of their ODM gear was dead, and this was before
I cried right there.
Yeah, I was like, Reiner, you gotta like slap his hand or something. He just gotta fall.
I thought that's what I thought that was gonna happen. I thought Reiner was gonna be like, just let me go. And then we were gonna get a scene of him just down there fighting to his last.
Rumble. That's what I kind of
like how Hanji went out. Like she just went out and fighting.
It's just him on the back of Titans digging into the back of their necks, jumping around, trying to do something else. Yeah.
But I'm glad though, because I couldn't have emotionally handled it. I had a thing for Reiner at the end, like as far as cheering him on, because he was just fighting. Like they wouldn't have got nearly as far as they did without him.
Yeah, so, definitely that.
I handled it, but I mean, so how do you feel about Mikasa by the end of it all? I know that's your girl, ain't it?
I hate saying this. I hate saying this.
That's your girl.
Bro, I wanted to slap the shit out of her when she was on that thing. Like when she was like, "What do I do? Oh my god, I can't think right." The pain.
I still don't understand the headaches. I'm still confused.
I wanted to be like, bitch, if you don't get your strong ass together, we gotta kill this nigga.
I'm still confused about the headaches.
Well, we don't got no closure for the headaches.
Oh, okay. We got what Eren told her.
Eren, with what he told her, was a self-admitted lie.
Yeah,
so we still don't fully know what that is about. Also, on top of that,
I guess are we supposed to conclude that it was Ymir fucking with her head then?
I guess, but on top of that, how would she? Because it's known that the Ackermans are not able to have their memories altered by the founding Titan, yet Eren did.
I think we're supposed to conclude that it was Ymir.
But how could she do it though? Ackermans are not supposed to be able to be susceptible to having their memories altered, and none of them.
Well, at the end, she said something like, "You the one who's been peeking in my head all this time," or like fucking with her head almost. So I'm like, maybe we were supposed to conclude it was Ymir doing that.
I don't know. It still feels like an open plot hole, because I just don't get. There's no explanation. Matter of fact, I still want more information about the Ackermans in general. Like we got like blurbs about their history. We got introduced to this one chick. I
wonder if that's what this OVA is supposed to be. Am I breaking up or you breaking up? Am I freezing for you? Because you froze for me.
I was about to say you are freezing a little bit for me.
Oh, am I? Say something again. You were like delayed.
I was just saying that I wanted more information about the Ackermans in general. Like I want them to
it's doing it here, because you're like, when you're talking, your mouth isn't matching what you're saying.
Oh, is anybody else?
It's just me. It's when I look at it on YouTube, you're matching. So it's just me. Okay, now it looks like it's now. Okay, yeah, I think it's matching now. I think my internet just had a little moment. My husband is gaming, so it could be something like that. Okay,
if you're playing Baldur's Gate, it's taking up all the energy.
Right. Have you watched the little OVA that's under season 5 in Crunchyroll? It's like. Let
me take a look, because I think I watched all of those.
So give us more information about Levi.
Was it his backstory about when he went ham on that one Titan, that abnormal Titan?
They said Levi's backstory manga is coming. They're gonna have to give us a little bit more there. So I'm hoping that that's what we'll get next. But yeah, that's still confusing with me, the whole Mikasa thing. I'm glad she got it together, and it's really tragic though. I feel like her character, I mean, the only thing I don't like about the ending was just like how they're like, it was Mikasa the whole time. Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Well, that made sense like for me, kind of.
I guess, but I guess because of the memories, how everything, there's like no time and like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. I'm just like, how, I don't understand.
So what I took from that was, and this is what made me okay with it, was explaining how, even though that was stupid to me too, how the whole reason she didn't turn her back on King Fritz was because she was in love with him. I'm like, this man chased you into the woods with arrows. You was running for your life, filled with holes, before you fell into this little tree lake and got power. And even after that, you were still subservient to him until the end of your days. You were still in this timeless vacuum building colossal titans out of sand for all eternity. Like, really think about that though. This she had to be the size of a 10-year-old with that bucket of sand building colossal titans for 2,000 years.
I feel like Mika's goofy ass would do the same.
Probably, but that's the thing. She was in the same way. Exactly. She was Ymir. She was out here blindly in love with this man, doing whatever, no matter what sense it made, no matter the cost, protect Eren. And she, you know, she ate that up and she chopped that man head off right in front of Ymir, and that's what freed her, because she's like, you know what? You can be like insanely in love with somebody, but not let that control your entire 2,000
not let them
years.
Murder all of civilization. Because you love them. Oh wow.
Right.
I guess, but it's just like at the same time, just feel like I don't know. I get it. I like a circular story. This has always been a very circular story, like from the beginning till now. But what I'm also gathering is this is kind of like a 2,000 year cycle. Like, it's giving Jesus. It's giving like savior. Every 2,000 years, you get some kind of savior who comes up. Because what did y'all think about those ending credits? Those ending the credit ending credits, the ends.
Now, how do y'all feel about that? It was depressing a little bit, because like I said, I did not read the extended ending, so I thought where the ending was, where at least I didn't remember reading it. I probably saw it come out and flip through it. Like, I don't know. That doesn't sound like something I would do, but I just feel like maybe I would have in a drunken night one day, like, oh, this is out, and went and read it. But like, so when this happened, I'm just like, damn, that really feels a little. That feels cheap.
Like a knife in the heart. That's why I said, what was the point?
But I mean, when you think about it, though, like, peace is never just gonna be peace. Yeah. Like, regardless of like how
a study of human nature.
Exactly. So like, even though this thing came to an end, if it did, before we got the ending scene, if it did come to an end in this, it was always going to be something after the fact, regardless. Whether it's just them randomly years later being like, oh, remember how that one island had all these devils? You really think they don't got no more? Let's just go bomb them anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that was probably something that was always going to happen. So I'm not going to let it like irritate me that much, but it's just the fact that thing survived, and I guess is just doing it all again, does feel like cheap in that way. I would rather just be wars for something else. I mean, I guess
they killed Eren. Oh yeah, because they did say we're not gonna kill it. We have to kill Eren. Like, it's gonna be too hard to kill it, right? Yeah. Because when they were deciding, they were just like, we're gonna have to kill Eren. Like, we can't kill it. It's too big and whatever. It's like an alien. We don't even know what the fuck it is. Which we never.
There's no nape. There's no nape on the neck to cut.
Right. It's just like a spinal cord bacteria or something. So it's just chilling though. Somewhere. It retreated into the ground to just lie dormant.
Yeah, I don't know how it didn't just like slap itself on somebody else standing right there.
Yeah, because it could basically just, right, like if a human, if it could, like with Ymir,
fine.
Yeah. You fell in the water though, so maybe it needs water to infect a regular person. Let's just go with it.
Yeah. Let's just go.
But that's gonna happen.
It needs to be in a tree, in a lake, in a tree lake. And you need to you got to dive into the tree lake with the life in it.
Which is what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. But at least it did wait like a millennia, apparently.
I'm just gonna say apparently. I'm just gonna say because the episodes always say 2,000 years. To you, 2,000 years, something. So let's just say it was we
got to see Mikasa live out the rest of her old years. Yeah, that was the part that actually got me choked up when she was sitting there next to his grave before the dove came and like tugged at her scarf. Yeah, right then is where I choked up because I'm like, damn girl, you really is never gonna get over this, huh? Like,
I know. I felt so bad for her. I was like, this is just like trash. Like she didn't get anything she wanted in life.
The dove thing. I read some theories about people thinking the dove is Eren, and I'm like, I'll take that. I'll accept it because like it's the most freest. You know, it's the like doves are, you know, the embodiment of like purity and freedom.
I don't think it was Eren because it left. It just left after that.
Well, like he said the whole line of like, I'll always be there to wrap this scarf around you or whatever. And so like in that moment, like the dove came right for the scarf and like took that a little bit. So I was like,
because he said he wanted her to take it off. That's what I thought the dove was doing. That's why it was weird when she was like, thanks for wrapping the scarf around me. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure it tried to yank it off your
It looked like it's taking it off. But hey, don't ruin this for her, okay? Don't ruin this for us.
If this is our form of closure, like, I want her to take this thing off. I want her to take it off.
He said that to Eren. He said that to Armin.
Right. Okay. So if it was
Eren, but he said not to ever tell.
But if it was Eren's spirit, then he would have came and taken it off because that's what he said he wanted, even though he never told her that. That's what he truly wanted. And she's like, thank you for wrapping this scarf around. I was like,
she read it different.
It definitely was trying to take it off. I don't know. So maybe it was Eren though. She took it as him wrapping it around her. But you know, I mean, that's sweet, but that's not so. It's like if you've lost a person, like, bitch, I don't want you to be a bird. I want you to be here with me. I want you to be a dove who come down and try to take my scarf off. I want you to be here. It was sad. I think I was crying from the time Reiner almost died too. Like I was already crying, so I don't even remember.
I was probably on the verge of getting choked up, but it wasn't until that where like I felt something coming.
Really? Yeah. You soulless being.
I can't agree to that. I've cried at many a thing. I've cried on this show.
Right. I mean, you know, I was team Eren, so it was like really sad. He looked very tired at the end, though. It was almost like you could see that he was like, I don't know, right before Mikasa like beheaded him, it definitely felt like he was taking over. Like he said, kind of just like, my brain's off of the, I have to see this out. And he just seemed like he was almost like he couldn't stop. And I think that moment where she killed him, you could kind of see that on his face. He just looked so tired.
He was on Obama's 8th term. He looked like Obama did at the end of his presidency. Have you seen those before and afters, right?
Yeah.
That White House did a number on Obama. Now that man is still fine. I will never not.
But he aged. They said presidents age like a lot from the stress of the job. So he definitely seemed, we had to put him out of his misery. But I remember when we talked about Attack on Titan being a masterpiece. If y'all haven't seen it, you should check it out. It was we talked about it a while ago, and we had this segment where we talked about which Titan power would you want. So does your answer remain the same after everything?
Changes.
Okay.
Yeah, mine fully changes.
So what would you want now?
Oh, I want to be Falco all day. You
want to be Falco? So you want to be the Beast Titan?
Yeah. As long as I could be the one that flies. I don't want the
Why do you specifically want to be the one that flies?
Because that's dope. I want to fly.
They had planes and stuff.
Right, but I want to do that. I want to be it. I want to be the bird.
He came in clutch. He definitely came.
And that's on top of that, we didn't even see like imagine if he had just a little bit. Well, I gotta look back though. How is his feet looking? Like, could he be in a position where he just stand up? Because if he could stand up and he got the hardening ability,
but he's also Titan, so he probably could just like grow feet out of his stomach or some weird shit. Because I feel like Titans are just disgusting.
I think that might be the Warhammer Titan. But shout out to Peak. I mentioned Peak.
I was gonna
earlier.
say Cart Titan. Heck, okay, we was dragging.
Fully got me on the team. We was dragging the Cart Titan very badly, but that endurance thing was very impressive. Like she turned into that Cart Titan like 6 times back to back.
Yeah,
like it was really dope, and
she
it
was
funny.
fast.
She was running down the. What was that when she was?
Oh yeah, when she was like,
that was
she
really
had her
good.
cute little moment. She's so adorable.
He definitely won me over. In
she turns into the ugliest Titan, but she's very cute. But I was gonna say, I was like, okay, Cart Titan coming through, because the way we was like, don't nobody want to be the fucking Cart Titan.
Don't nobody want to be the Cart Titan. I mean, even still, out of all of them, I don't think nobody still want to be the Cart Titan though.
But they so fast.
I would rather be the Jaw Titan over the Cart Titan.
Oh, that's the Jaw Titan with them weird faces. Wasn't one of them when they were on Eren's back? So which Titan? Here's my question. When they were fighting all the previous versions of the Titans, was there any of them that stood out to you? Like an iteration of it that stood out to you? Because I got this one that I got questions about.
I thought that all the previous Warhammer Titans, it was just like Warhammer Titan is just the dopest Titan to me.
Yeah, they all look
like
good.
Even though I did say I want to be the flying one, maybe if I could be the Warhammer and somehow make wings that work.
Yeah,
I would still want to be the Warhammer, but I want to find out still.
I was confused about the horse.
Oh, the what did they call it?
But it was a horse, but it looked like it moved around like the Jaw Titan or Cart Titan.
It was like a horse cow.
It was like
situation.
But I think it was like a Cart Titan, but it was a horse.
I thought that was the Cart Titan too.
Unless it was a beast
like
Titan.
The thing you talk about the thing that took Eren. I mean, yeah, Armin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a Cart Titan.
So was it a horse?
I think it was like a cow horse situation. I don't think it was anything. I don't think it was any one thing.
But see, my question is this is a past iteration of a Cart Titan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so but we see when Peak is the Cart Titan, it still look like a human face, like a long human face.
Well, let's look at.
So why is this a horse?
Old Cart Titan.
I'm like, why is this a horse? I was confused about it. I was like, where we get the horse from? I just was lost. I really got distracted by it for a minute. I couldn't even pay attention to what was going on. I'm like, why is it a horse? Is it a horse? Can horses become Titans? Like, did a horse get a hold of some of the Titan powers? Like, I was very confused.
I think all of the Beast Titans have been something different. I don't know if there's like
so it would have had to be a
rhyme
Beast
or
Titan
reason
then,
behind
if it literally looks like a horse.
That's true. But what other we didn't see any other iterations of? No, I'm looking now. I think I'm right actually. I'm looking at like videos and stuff and Google images of like the old iteration of these Titans, and that horse one and another one that looks like a wolf is in
what's the horse
the
one?
category of Cart Titans.
Yeah, it's a Cart Titan. That's what I said. I know it's a Cart Titan, but I'm just trying to figure out why it looks like a fucking horse. If it's a human.
I don't know.
That's why it was just confusing to me. I was like, okay.
Maybe Peaks was the only one that was different, that like still had like animalistic features about it, but just had retained a human face. Because these other ones look like they might be all animalistic.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I know it was really distracting for me. I was really confused. So I'm glad we got an answer that she might be the one that had a human face.
The past female Titan, the one that looked like Jay Leno. Did you see that?
I did not see that. Is that up right now? You had it up?
No, I was looking for it. I can't find it. But I remember watching the anime and the female Titan was like grappling with it. And I just saw the big butt chin and it was all the way out here. I was like, man,
Attack on Titan, no, they gonna have some ugly faces on there. They know they gonna put some ugly faces on there.
And then I was actually happy to see some of the crazy animations for the Titan running and jumping. When those Titans, when everybody on that hill got turned to Titans and they was like running, they jumped. There was one that was like on its side.
Really?
Loved it.
I miss that. I just like seeing them with their like arms flare. Like
It was in that same
really-
section. They did a scene where they was running this way, and then there was another part where 3 or 4 Titans ran and jumped, and one like if this is them like this,
when it
they
jumped
like
kind of
this.
like on the side.
Oh my god, I love them wild animation.
I don't know. I had an endearing feeling about the normie Titans now. Cause they're just like regular people, but but that is jacked up because like Reiner, who I think he knew what happened, but he was like when he saw his mom, also broke me. But once again, I was pretty much crying I was crying early on. I mean, I was tired by the end of it. It was such an emotional dragging for me that
I think I
probably never watch it again.
I was just so tense. I think that's why I couldn't like be emotional because I was so tense. And then by the time I was able to calm down, that's when the Mikasa stuff happened. So it allowed me to finally get a little.
How did you feel about when Eren like made his confession? We saw that in the manga. But when he and Armin, I don't know, like you said, when I was reading the manga, I think because I was so confused, I was like, girl, what is happening? Where are we? What time is it? How is this happening? What is he talking about? I think when I read the manga, I was so confused that I couldn't process the conversation that they were having.
I feel like I was skim reading, not reading for comprehension, but just reading to get through it.
Because I was like, I need to see how this fits into what is happening. So I think I was the same. How did that conversation impact you? Like being able to actually pay attention to the dialogue between him and Armin.
It did take some riz away from Eren a little bit. Just because he really was like, I don't want to move on. I wanted to stay in love with me for at least 10 years. Like it was very it felt like childish, even though it was like very human emotions. That's how he felt, and this is him finally being able to have some form of emotion after
this is like probably who he really was, because we remember Eren was a whiny bitch. I mean,
exactly, until that moment where him and
he finally
when they touch hands, him and what's her name? She had the baby.
Historia.
Historia. Yeah, so we hadn't got to see the real Eren in a long time. Like he hadn't been really who he really was. And how long was the span of this story? I know we talked about that last time, because I was like, we forget he's actually still pretty young. I mean, he had 4 more years at the end, so
and they lived like 8.
They had 13.
Or they have 13.
13 years. So that's
9.
9. So, damn, 9 years.
And how old was he in the beginning? Because I feel like they were really young. They were like 10. Like, I don't know. I didn't want to say they were like 10.
They were children, definitely.
They were little. So I'm like, Eren isn't actually that old. Like, if you really think about it.
I mean, we got to worry about spoilers. Let's go ahead and look it up. Let me see.
Right. But I just feel like when he had that moment, it definitely felt like realistic, because he's just a young guy. He ain't never even get laid. Eren ain't never even get no booty. I mean, it broke me too when he was like, I don't want to die. I was like, that was so sad. Like, to hear him say, I don't actually want to die. Like, he knew he had to. Yeah, but he wanted to like not die. That broke me too. That was really sad.
And him just having to like, and that's what was trippy too, like processing the fact that this conversation with him and Eren, and I mean him and Armin, and him and Mikasa, these were stuff that was happening like before it was all said and done. Like he was he was having these moments and then taking their memories away. So like him, because it took me a moment to be like,
Armin, I didn't understand what was going on.
Why are you just now reacting to him?
Was he like doing this throughout time?
Yeah, I mean, because for him, everything is happening kind of concurrently, like at the same time, simultaneously. So I feel like there's just moments where he plucked them out to have these moments where he could like just be with his friends and just be with Mikasa and give her that time, because that's honestly really beautiful. Like, imagine if he did that throughout like 4 years with Mikasa, and then like gave her memories back, so she now has like 4 years of being with Eren. Is that what I'm supposed to
understand to be like? Because he locked the memories until a certain point. So like, even when she had that memory where they ran away after this time, they ran away and they were like together this whole time. Are these memories that he gave her, like they did that kind of
Not
like
gave her, but he just
and
because
then
in this space they don't have time doesn't pass, so they could
right,
effectively be there for however long, for
right.
forever.
But
And the
that was
only
something
reason that memories,
Eren orchestrated though, like that
huh?
memory she had. That's what I mean, like that memory kind of she had of them being at this place, and then like, oh, we've been here this time or whatever.
Oh
That was
yeah,
orchestrated by him, right?
yeah,
Okay.
because he can really just make you kind of believe anything. He can shape their memories to whatever he wants them to be,
Well, that was
But I
nice
feel
of
like,
him.
yeah, that was really nice because like that's
That's
all she
what he
really
wanted.
wanted was just to be with him. Like, granted, I probably maybe he kept it at 4 years because it probably would have. No, because you could have just made her forget about Titans. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
But
I
I
don't
think
know.
he
I
wanted to
could
be
have.
with her too, obviously. I think he cared
Yeah.
about her. He wanted to, he said that. I mean, he was like, I
Oh
want
no,
her
he
to,
absolutely
yeah.
he loved her.
Yeah.
I just wish maybe he would have let them live out like a whole life together,
That would have been
and then
painful.
give her her life back
No.
when she.
I think he did it the right way. I think she needed to not have a, because then she'd be out here like Scarlet Witch. Bitch. Like, I had this whole other life. It was full, it was glorious, and now you're telling me that's fake. I think it was good. Of just like, we had this little moment, that's it.
Well, it wouldn't have been fake. It would have been real.
Yeah, but then she
They
had to
would have
come back
lived it
to
out.
reality of being like live out this life. Now I got my memories back, but I'm not there. I'm younger. I'm like, I just feel like he did the right thing.
I would have wanted this. Me personally, I feel like I would have wanted that because I got to like, I'm just thinking about me in this current space of not having those memories and dying for that and wishing and praying that we could be together now to do that. If I was able to actually have that, and then on top of that, you give me the gift of like being young again and like now fulfilling whatever because you're gone and you weren't never going to be here. I don't know. I would have took that.
That would have messed her up. She definitely would have never moved on if he would have did that.
She still didn't. She died in that scarf. She died in that scarf.
She died in the scarf, but she had somebody else.
That don't mean nothing.
Well,
No, I think that was Jean. I think that was Jean.
We didn't get a zoom in. We couldn't see who she was with. She was with somebody though.
It felt like it was Jean, but
what if her and Jean got together? Didn't they have a baby carriage?
Yeah, there was a baby. Yeah,
see, she had a baby and everything.
That's probably fucking with that scarf on too.
That's weird. But luckily, he didn't give her no memories of that. Now, you could gave me that. Eren should have got some for himself. You live your whole life, you didn't get none. You just out here killing. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe in the memories, he probably would have erased that memory.
Right. He probably got some Annie and just took that away real quick. He was curious.
I feel so bad, but a lot of people didn't like that. That whole Eren moment. But I thought that was cute, and I like that moment where he was kind of like going into despair because he was thinking about how he killed his mom, and Armin was like,
yeah. Oh, now that revelation, that shook me. That shook me up, knowing that he was the one that redirected his mom or the
smiling titan to his mom.
Smiling titan to his mom. Yeah, because Bertolt had to be alive to carry out the way that things were going to happen. That is really crazy to me. I'm like, but you had to, like, you couldn't. Well, yeah, you had to send it to him because you had to have that hate. Because keep in mind, he didn't unlock those memories until he shook hands with Historia later. So he still had to nurture that hate within himself. Oh, that is crazy.
That's terrible. That's crazy. My mind is all jacked up. I'm like, I bet it is. My mind jacked up trying to follow your mind. I still, it's crazy. I mean, it was the same way I felt when we found out that Eren was the one who made his dad do everything.
Oh, I would never forget that look when he's on the side of his face.
I didn't rage
my
be no
God.
Bad. Like,
man up, little nigga. Kill these fucking kids. You really gonna walk out of here with nothing, bitch?
Right. Yeah, he said in overall I generally like the ending. I don't get all the hate on it. I don't get it either.
Yeah, I don't get no hate. There's no part of me that wants to hate on this.
I said they've been watching too much Naruto and One Piece. Everything can't be about the power and friendship and believing everybody make it.
Right.
I'm sorry. I mean, this was like
most scary movies where the main character die.
This was like an inverse shonen to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it had the same themes as a shonen, but it was just like too darkness and despair. Like he was special and he did have this power in him that he had to awaken and all this stuff, but it was like all the same gimmicks that shonen has, but it was not to the power of like positivity.
Right, like Jujutsu Kaisen.
You still gonna die.
Jujutsu Kaisen is a boys' love seinen that is being forced to be a shonen.
Hold on, first of all, stop. Okay.
It is a boy love seinen.
Not is trans. It's a trans anime. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I'm just saying it's identifying as a shonen, but we don't see it, baby.
I don't see it. They need to go ahead. Okay, I would pay good money. I would pay premium money for Vimeo to drop me a little Mignon style Jujutsu Kaisen boys love. The way y'all can have all my money, bitch. Like, listen. the way y'all can have my money. Okay.
I will get off of this live right now.
I'm just saying. That was just a little side.
I got things to do, things to watch on repeat.
Over and over again, probably in Taylor Senpai's Discord along with other women.
That is a personal adventure. That is
we watched Mignon a few times. Okay. We watched a few times. She was plugged. So I'm just saying. But yeah, I like that it takes those shonen themes of you're being special and then it just completely flips it to the ends of despair. And I think that's what made it so much more like traumatizing, is that you see those things that in other animes, these things will overcome what you're fighting. But I feel like in Attack on Titan, you had the you're special, your friend group is special, but that shit didn't even matter then. Like ultimately it wasn't enough because humans are still gonna be humans. So like I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, because we got that even before we got the wrap up of the show. Right after things were said and done to them, the guns still came right back out. They came right back out. We were just talking about friendship and banding together and coming against this, and in a moment it's over. Yo, how do I know you're not Titan still? Because we would have stepped on you by now, bitch. You pointing guns at us.
And we was just over here swinging on this other Titan.
For y'all.
But that's humans, though. I thought one of them was just going to bite themselves. Like, see, I didn't transform.
Right.
But then at the same time, I could still understand that, though. Because, like, scared people do dumb stuff. You know what I mean? I got a comment
Yeah, that's
here.
true.
Eren Yeager, similar to Anakin Skywalker, they both made a vow to destroy the Sith / Titans, not join them. And Eren executed the rumbling to protect Paradise Island. Anakin executed Order 66 to protect Padme. Well, that's a good connection. I love Star Wars. And I could say that is absolutely. It's always somebody. It's always some chick over here. It's always for a chick. I'm sad Attack on Titan is over. It was a good long road for 10 years. It was. I'm sad. I feel like I have a hole in my heart. Like, what's gonna make me despair anymore? Like, what am I gonna do?
Oh, keep watching Jujutsu Kaisen. That's what's gonna do it. Because we are. I'm not ready.
Maybe something wrong with me. Because I seem to seek out these anime that are just gonna destroy me.
Well, that's. I went through a phase where I was only really trying to watch horror anime. Like I was only looking for like the pushing the envelope stuff. The
But I don't really look. And the funny thing, I don't like horror, but I'm always drawn to these dark anime that just make me cry at the end.
Because you like the complexities.
It's Cowboy Bebop's fault.
It's Cowboy Bebop.
Because I feel like when I first started watching anime, like as a young child, a wee lass, like that was one of the anime that changed anime for me. Like I was watching a lot of anime before that, but that was one of the first anime that like changed. I feel like it changed my life. It changed something in me. Like the fact that the hero died at the end, that was new.
Yeah.
Up until that point, I mean, because we were watching Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon. I mean, you know what I mean? Up until that point, I feel like because they came on Toonami, and you know, it was still hard to get anime back then.
Inuyasha.
Yeah,
and surviving.
so I feel like that was one of the first animated that it changed my life because I was not ready for him to die at the end. And it broke me when I was like 14. Well, how 12, 13? I was not ready. So, hey Naya.
What's up? What's up? Enya, Eren, Mikasa, and Armin are equivalent to Harry Potter, Hermione, and Ron.
I will say in media there are a lot of these like two guys and a girl trios. I think there's a lot of those. So I think the two guys and a girl trio is a pretty standard now. But I don't know.
Yeah, I was trying to look at their individual
like Hermione
their role in the story.
And Ron end up together. That's the only thing.
Hermione.
That's Hermione.
Well, I mean, she was a big key player in the like ending in the last book and stuff. Hermione, because I'm trying to think of like how Hermione and Mikasa are like.
They're not. Yeah. I don't feel like they're like. I feel like out of friend archetypes, there's probably a better one. But now, the only way that this one's different is because in most of the trios, I feel like the female goes to the secondary character. Like even in Naruto, like they go to the secondary character almost. But in this one, like Mikasa, like the main character. But I guess you could argue too that it feels like Armin was really like the main character to some degree. Like actually, if you after watching Attack on Titan completely, I would say Armin is the hero.
I think he has a very strong hand in a lot of the successes of Attack on Titan. He doesn't feel.
I would say
like
he's a hero
to me.
So who's the hero to you? Let's play that game.
I mean, I don't think there's any one hero. I think it is definitely a group fucking effort. And Mikasa definitely, at the end of the day, was the only one that could do what needed to be done at the end of the day. She is literally the only one.
I mean, yeah, like genetically as well.
So yeah. So I don't think like it doesn't feel like there's just one hero. If I had to pick, I would say Mikasa. But like, I don't know.
I feel like if you look
there's
at
no
hero,
way they could have got through this without her. Armin couldn't have done anything without Mikasa.
No, I think they're all like important characters, but it's kind of like that same argument of like if I had to say consistently across the story, like as far as point of view from the start to finish, who was kind of like this actually the most consistent heroine archetype, I would say, or hero archetype, I would say it would be Armin.
I mean,
I feel like
would still say Eren before I would say Armin.
I mean, he's an anti-hero. I feel like to some degree he's become an anti-hero, but I feel like, I don't know, when I kind of look back at it, I feel like in some ways all of this was, it almost like they're all main characters, and I think the story did a good job of like making the main characters truly main characters, where you couldn't take one of them out and get the outcome in that way. But yeah, I mean, with Eren being the villain, if we're not talking about thematically, he's the villain. Like people who want power are the villains, but like he killed a lot. He killed 80% of people. So like, yeah. I don't know. I would say it's Armin, but it was touching to say like, oh, we gonna see each other in hell. I was also crying there. I was just crying.
Oh yeah, that did kind of like, that was probably the beginning of me feeling like the hole in my, that ball of tears starting to well up. I think that's where that began, and then Mikasa at the end was where it landed. Kira said she didn't think that Mikasa really married anyone. Maybe she adopted a child.
I don't know. It was a baby in a carriage. I don't know.
Yeah, I just felt like that felt good to me.
She married Jean, in my opinion. Maybe Mikasa never married due to her attachment to Eren. Maybe she adopted a child. There's plenty of women out here who married and love somebody else, so it's not beyond a woman to be able.
I mean, I thought Historia's baby was Eren's for the longest.
That's what I thought too.
I thought they were just pawning off this farmer boy as just somebody to be there to take care of the baby.
That's what I kind of thought low key too. I was like, did she have Eren's baby?
But I mean, that farmer boy was there from the beginning though. Even from that first little clip, and everybody was assuming that was somebody else. just in a get up.
Was when Eren died? Was that when he died? Who was that? Did they was that Historia? They had
That
this
was
one
having a
part.
baby?
Or was
Yeah,
it
that was
Ymir?
Historia.
Oh, okay.
I think that was
some
I think that
blonde
was
lady.
just. Oh wait, no, that I think was Ymir, because that was in the sequence of, because they showed King Fritz right after that too, I think, right?
It was like a flash, definitely like right at the same moment it showed it, and I was like,
yeah, I think that was either one of them, because it felt like it was Ymir. I feel like,
yeah, because Historia was but she had the baby after that. Child,
I think
it was just so
I think
weird.
She was still pregnant, because nope, you right. It was Historia, because the shot after that was the farmer boy in the hallway like this, like waiting to hear, I guess, the results or whatever.
But that made me think, like, that was interesting. I think that was the point of, like, it'll never be over. She alive having babies, and that little parasite is still alive. So I just feel like it means that it ain't really over.
Yeah,
with the death, it's like that death birth thing.
I'm glad that at least that generation got to know peace. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe that generation and the one after that, at least there was some level of peace for them.
Oh yeah, they need no more types for the rest of their life.
Hello, sure. They deserve that.
Eren may have read the world of Titans, but not war. Exactly. Yeah. The conflict would always be there, and I think that's what General Grievous was saying. War will always remain. Like, that's it. Now that the anime is over, do we want a live action show or movie on Netflix?
Nope.
The reason I say that is because the One Piece live action show did so well. We had a live action Attack on Titan. It was trash.
I was about to say, we don't need to go back there. I've watched that with my ex. I think we watched it twice. So first time we were kind of just in disbelief because
it was not right.
No, it just did not feel right at all. And it's the same way I felt. I had this conversation with one of my friends about Castlevania, and they were like, the One Piece, like, just because One Piece turned out okay does not mean these other studios are going to give these anime the respect and the time and the funding.
Track record already.
Unless Marvel did it, I don't want it. Like, let Marvel be like, we want to do Castlevania. I'll be like, okay, let's see what this is going to turn out to be. But I just feel like with that show specifically and Attack on Titan, it's so much choreography.
I think it would be so hard to put. It wouldn't be good.
The way that they utilize abilities in Castlevania is so, like, nuanced. You would have to really drop some mad coin to do it justice, and I don't trust these people just yet.
Netflix don't get my choice just because One Piece was good, because we still got Cowboy Bebop, we got Death Note,
we
got okay, now I don't think Netflix made this one, but there was a Bleach one that was pretty not good.
I mean, Bleach one? I haven't seen that.
The Attack on Titan,
Dragon Ball Evolution,
the Full Metal Alchemist live action was
Full Metal Alchemist. The only reason I even watched it was for lust.
So we got a badger. Just leave it. It's a masterpiece. I think it needs to be watched this way. Mm-hmm. Also, like, I just don't see it being. It's disturbing to watch. I don't know if it will really translate as well live action.
Well,
I don't know. Some of the lines, just how they put the lines on the people, I don't know. I just don't think
I don't want to see real human beings, but I would like to see how Gantz did theirs, how Gantz went from the anime to their CGI type animation. I would love to see, because that looked like as realistic as I needed to be.
Yeah, the Gantz live action.
The Gantz live. That
one was actually good, I feel like.
That was really good. Yeah. I watched that like 2-3 times.
Yeah.
I love that. And if they could do it like that, I wouldn't mind seeing that, even with the gore. Yeah. I just don't need to see regular humans. Human beings don't need to be in everything.
Donald Trump Titan. Eren did fulfill his goal to rid the world of Titans. Maybe. I don't think the world is rid of Titans. I mean, he made it dormant for years, but we don't know what happened before Ymir found it, and we don't know. It was 2,000 years in between, and the way the way it went off, it looks like he did not rid the world of Titans. It just went dormant for a while until somebody else stumbles upon the power again.
Because like, why would you even set that ending up in that way? Like you take the regular tree that Eren, the founder Titan, is buried in to create the same visage of the original tree. You have a child walk into the tree as Ymir did. Like, you can't be no more heavy-handed with your implications than that. Like,
and also his story, because it's like the founding Titan, only certain people with certain DNA can get the power, right?
I don't know the specifications.
Well, that's how it kind of was, like, during, like, the whole point was only certain people could wield it. And Eren got it through Zeke.
Only certain people could wield it in that way. Like, other people could have the founder Titan, but they can't access the abilities in the way that the founder Titan, I guess, is supposed to be utilized.
Right.
Like,
so
you
it
can get any Titan by
thing.
just eating them.
Right, but it wouldn't become like a thing where they're creating other ones and all that stuff if they didn't have the right DNA.
Yeah, because Eren had the founder Titan when he was first injected. He just never had contact with
that's what he needed Zeke for.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, originally it was his story, I think, and then we got this storyline for Zeke. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I think that was the importance of them showing, like, Historia had her baby. So we know that DNA is still in the world.
Oh, out there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So for all we know, that could be some descendant of Historia in the form of man's baby that walked in that forest. That's my whole point. They left it open.
Was brown haired, right?
Yeah, because a lot of people were thinking they were like, and the boy who walked in there kind of low-key reminded me of Eren too, a little bit. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that was the point of that scene, of like the moment the founder Titan was dead, another person with that DNA was brought into the world, so as to say it's not over. And they also didn't kill that parasite thing. They said that because they were like, we can't kill this, we ain't got time, we're gonna have to kill Eren instead. And that solved the problem, because at the time, I guess, unless it ran up on Historia, who was solid anyway, it wasn't gonna be an issue. That's like you said, it could have just jumped on anybody, but then it wouldn't have been able to, So I think that was the whole point of showing it. Yeah, she had her baby, so it's not gone. I don't care how Attack on Titan ends, because I'm tired of people criticizing how manga and anime ends. People need to understand that both the manga and anime industry is bad. Yeah, God bless Mappa. They needed Attack on Titan to end more than any of us.
Yes, more any of us. And on top of that, like, endings are difficult. Ending a really, really good show that has the following it does, that has you're never going to scrape criticism from nothing you put out. So you kind of got to get over that, unfortunately.
But this always was a circular story. You can tell if you go back and watch it now, having seen the whole thing, you can see that he was very intentional about how he wrote this story, and kind of seemed like he kind of knew the end at the beginning, because it's completely circular. So say what you want. I think he knew how he wanted it to end. So
yeah, and I mean, that's the thing, like, I like about, and that's why we was talking about The Boys, and he was like, oh, Marie was kind of like in another shot. My wig would have got snapped back if this was in a season 1 type of thing, but because it was a season 3 thing, and that just ended, it felt like, oh, we gonna do this, let's slide this in. When you implant something in the first episode of the first season of a show and then pay it off in season 3, season 4, like that is the stuff that give me goosebumps. I'm gonna put some
respect on Attack on Titan story, because the first second of the show, like literally the first second of the show, it's like the ending at the beginning. Like, if you ever go back and watch it, which I don't know, I have, and I just thought it was amazing, because it's like they're sitting at the tree and Eren is crying, and she's like, you're crying. And then that moment when Mikasa did the same thing, where she's sitting there and then she was crying, like she had memories she didn't remember she had. I started crying, but I probably was already crying because I had already started crying. But I'm just saying, like, it's so many,
such payoff. Like, the key to the basement, like, there's just so many.
The birds,
they just keep ping ponging. That's what I love about Jujutsu Kaisen right now. They keep ping ponging the information. It makes you want to go back and rewatch it, so you understand it better, so you catch the moments you didn't catch before.
Oh, my husband's watching Jujutsu Kaisen now. He's catching up, and I just been like listening to it in the background, and I just like, like he's like,
I'm about to
is
go
there
back
a
and watch
reason?
it now.
Yeah, he's like, is there a reason that they're telling the story the way they are? I was like, no, but it's amazing because it gives you something to go back and watch. And catch
I
new
think
stuff
there
every time.
is. I think
Well,
that's
I
the
think it is.
reason.
I think it
Yeah, that's
is.
the reason.
I think it's to take us on that journey of not like knowing what we're actually seeing until after the fact. Because I done picked up on some stuff. I can't wait to talk about it next week. That being said, we will be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen. We usually have been talking about it, but we had to talk about Attack on Titan. But we will be back next week to talk about the episode, this week's episode of it, and obviously whatever's about to happen this next week, which I feel like it's about to be a doozy. So I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about. I feel it coming because the way y'all just gonna burn I'm not even gonna get sorry because I'm just be on here a whole other hour. Like y'all just gonna burn this man up like that and just not even address it.
Oh my god, we haven't even talked about.
I know that's why it's like we gonna have to start. The way I be like, we need to go live on Saturday and talk about.
I'm just like, you gotta go make dinner and stuff, huh? I really want to talk about this.
If we do talk about it, I mean, we could talk about it, but I would end this live and then we come back and talk about it because, bitch, I'm so upset. You were 18.
You trying to wait till next?
You're 28.
I'm gonna leave it to you. If you
don't
want to wait
me
till next
because
week,
I was just like, I want to talk about it. Okay, look, we gonna come back and talk about it.
Okay.
Give me we gonna go live at 7. Give me 15 minutes to make a thumbnail. Figure out.
Okay, but this is a lot to do in the last minute. I'm sorry.
It's not gonna be 15 minutes. No, I just need to do a thumbnail. I need to get me a snack. I need to go to the bathroom, and then I'll be ready to go live and talk about Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay.
Now we finna do it.
Okay, heard.
Okay. All right. But thanks for watching. I'm glad that we got some new watchers here. Thank you, Kira, for stopping by. General Grievous came by. Everybody who stopped in to say, hey, pass it through. If you have not watched Attack on Titan, please go watch it. It is a masterpiece. Even if you don't watch anime, like this is definitely one of the shows that I recommend to people if they like kind of gore and like heavy stuff, but it's solidified its place as I would recommend it to everybody, even if they don't typically watch that kind of stuff because it's so good. With that being said, we're gonna see y'all in a few minutes to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen, but don't forget to keep it cute. All right, bye.
Peace.